week, Mayor Bing made a statement about the importance or in regards to the crime statistics in the city of Detroit. He made that made a statement connected to those crime statistics that basically says that we need to change the culture in Detroit. Many of us in the city of Detroit understand exactly what he's saying. The culture does need to change. But we are up under the understanding that we are the change that we need to see. And so we are launching today a campaign to spread love throughout the city of Detroit. We are launching a campaign to grab hold of our young people in the city of Detroit and begin to mentor them and show them the way. But then we're also launching a campaign today that will move past just those two acts, but move into advocating and making sure that access to good jobs in Detroit are available. First thing that we're calling on City of Detroiters to do is we're calling on Detroiters to join us in a Tweet Love campaign. Tweet #DET Love, showing and spreading love throughout the city of Detroit. Tweet #DET Love if you buy somebody a cup of coffee. Tweet #DET Love if you could just help somebody, if you shake somebody's hand. It's our contention that if we begin to change the culture with each individual, if we begin to walk down the street and smile, if we begin to speak to each other and say, hello, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, that love could change somebody's day. And so that's why we're calling for the DET Love #campaign. Secondly, we are calling on young men from 18 to 30 to join us here Saturday, January the 12th, 10 a.m. If you sell marijuana, we want you to show up. If you sell drugs, we want you to show up. Why? Because we are going to begin a campaign to get people from selling drugs to selling hope. We're going to move people from selling drugs to getting a job. And so on Saturday, January 12th, we will have access to folks who can do GED training. On Saturday, January 12th, we will have access to folks who can do job searching. We will, on Saturday, January 12th, we will have access to those who can do record expungement. And so we're calling all of those in the community who feel like that their only option is to sell marijuana, who feel like their only option is to sell heroin or sell crack, that you have an option Saturday, January 12th. The reason why we're doing this is because 150 of the crimes that we faced here in the city of Detroit last year were drug related. The reason why we're doing this is because 2/3 of those crimes that were committed by young men who were 18 to 30. And so we believe that if we could begin to change that culture, if we could begin to let young people know, particularly young men, that you don't have to sell drugs, you can get a job, and you can make a way out of the mess you may be in. And so that's what we're doing. Now, the last piece of that is that we are not only providing the social service, we are not only spreading the love with the love campaign, but we are also going to continue advocating. The reality is that Mayor Bing and the City Council have not created one job in the city of Detroit since they've been in office. They've been totally focused on every which way they could cut and haven't looked at any ways that they could add. And we need jobs in the city of Detroit. We need a mayor. To all of those mayoral candidates, we need a mayor who will be focused on getting plants, who will be focused on pulling in good jobs for working people in the city of Detroit. That has not happened to this point. And so that is what has contributed to the violence in the city of Detroit. That has not only contributed to the violence in the city of Detroit, but that has contributed to the fact that many of our young men, many of our young women have resulted to doing things that are certainly contrary to having a peaceful city of Detroit. And so those are the three components of our campaign, and certainly we are calling on the city of Detroiters to join us in that campaign. Let me just restate those real quickly. First, we're calling on people to begin to spread the love by hashtagging DET love, showing acts of love throughout the city of Detroit. Secondly, we're asking folks to change their character, to move out of the cold hardness of the city of Detroit and begin to show warm love, warm respect towards each other. Good morning, good afternoon, I love you, how are you doing today? These are the components that need to happen if we're truly about changing the culture. The second thing is that we are going to be calling all young men from 18 to 30 to join us here January the 12th, 10 a.m. Be here. If you sell marijuana, that's okay. We want you to be here. If you have a record, that's okay. We want you to be here. If you've sold drugs, that's okay. We want you to be here. Why? Because we are going to provide the opportunity for a way up and a way out. 3, we are calling on the mayor. We are calling on the city council. We are calling on all of those who seek to run for public office in this political year. That if your plan does not include jobs, then you are of no use to us. And so we need job creators in the city of Detroit. We need good working class jobs in the city of Detroit. Thank you. Are there any questions?
I guess you focus a lot on the economic aspects. Is there anything besides economics that you think is contributing to violence in Detroit?
It is obviously a culture. Our culture has slid backwards. And the culture of Detroit and the culture has slid backwards because obviously people are in a situation where depravity exists. The reality is if you don't have a job, if you don't have your own basic needs met, if you don't have education, of course you don't care about someone else's life because you don't care much about your life. And so we are trying to change the value of life in this campaign. We're trying to show people that if you get a job, if you get to work, if you can provide for your family, then that heightens the value on your life, and that heightens the value on my life. Because if you don't value your life, you don't value my life. If you don't value your life, you don't value my life, which means you're willing to kill me for $20. That means you're willing to kill me for $50. And this is why politicians like Mayor Bing and politicians like the City Council, those who are in office need to understand that jobs ought to be #1 on their agenda. If you want violence to go down, you create jobs. If you want violence to go down in this city, then you create good working jobs. And they don't have to be college education jobs. We just need simple, I can work for 30 years and retire jobs in the city of Detroit. And that is not available in the city of Detroit at this time.
What's some programs you guys may have done in the past that's actually worked to, help curb violence or improve a certain area in Detroit or anything like that?
Well, let me answer that. We organized a few years ago before the Detroit 300 a campaign called the Peace in the Hood campaign. The Peace in the Hood campaign was a very successful campaign, but Detroit 300 was a very successful campaign. But it takes more than vigilante justice. It takes more than just seeking to go into a neighborhood. It takes more than knocking on doors and getting people locked up. That's only going to create a circle. We're not trying to create a circle. We're trying to show people there's a mountain to climb. If you are selling drugs, you can stop selling drugs. You can move into a place where you don't have to sell drugs anymore, right? You can get a job. You can move from a place where there may not be adequate housing. I mean, all of these play a role in the culture of Detroit. And let me just say this: there are plenty jobs in Detroit. Drive up and down the streets of the city of Detroit. There is snow on the streets of the city of Detroit that could be pushed. Drive up and down the city of Detroit. There are not only snow in the streets, but there's also garbage in the streets that need to be picked up. Drive down through the city of Detroit. There are houses that are burnt up that need to be torn down, that need to be deconstructed. There's a new market of jobs out there called deconstruction that our city and that we have not taken advantage of. These are the ways that we can put thousands of people into jobs. And if you put people in jobs, you save lives. And so changing the culture comes with changing the experience of a man. Changing the culture comes with making sure that we are showing and spreading the love around the city of Detroit. And so that's the reason why we're calling on folks to hashtag DET love. Hashtag DET love. Spread some love. Show some love. Be love to someone who may be in a desperate situation.
Let me just say as well, in regards to changing the culture in the city of Detroit, one of the practices, or one of the best practices that have been displayed is a practice that is in New York, where they are reaching out to those that have been a part of tragedy or been a victim of tragedy through a family member or whoever it might be. And so we need to reach out and touch those that have experienced different tragedies, to let them know that although they have experienced tragedy, that they don't have to be a component of tragedy and go out and reciprocate some of the different tragedies that have been brought upon them or brought upon one of their family members. So we're going to have social workers available to be able to counsel those that have maybe experienced tragedy somewhere in their life and have dimmed the love that's in their heart, or have weakened the love that was in their heart, that was given to them. So what we want to do, we want to be able to reach out those that have experienced tragedies and let them know that that is not who you are. Just because something was perpetrated against you, you still have to be the creative being that you was created for. You still have to be the God person whom you was created for, whom you have was allowed to be able to go through all of the things that it took to get you here, to go through all of the challenges, because each and every one of us, in order to be able to leave the womb, there was a lot of challenges that you had to overcome in order to be here. In order to be the man, in order to be the woman who you are today, there was a lot of challenges. So we're challenging you to be the God person, or to be the God whom God had created you for as well.
So let me just reiterate one more time. January the 12th, 10 a.m., calling on young men 18 to 30, join the love movement. If you don't have a job, if you're selling marijuana, if you're selling drugs, be there January 12th, 10 a.m. here at Historic King Solomon. Join the love campaign. Hashtag DET love. Spread the love. Show the love. Show and be the love. We need you to show an act of love and tweet about it. Let's show people across the country that we are not the self-inflicted murder capital of the world. So we're asking you to spread the love. DET love. Hashtag DET love. Facebook, hashtag DET Love. Twitter, hashtag DET Love. Elected officials, we are reiterating our call. We will not accept any elected official that isn't talking about jobs and jobs for Detroiters. Good, working class jobs. Are there any other questions? All right, thanks a lot.